guys for coming. Thank you so much for taking part in your civic responsibilities, and for thank you, Mr. Kylap, for coming and giving us this forum to ask him some questions about his candidacy. I appreciate you guys being involved. This is the first step to solving some of the issues that we have here in the county. So I'm really glad you're here. And with that, I'm going to ask Mr. Kylap to come up, and you guys can take questions. You can just call on whoever is in.
First, does anyone have any objection to this being recorded at all?
Yes, me. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, so you're okay.
I want to put that in the archive so that what I say today.
Okay.
I'm good with that. Well, I appreciate you allowing me to come this morning and be a part of this group. My name is Mike Kylap. I've been a resident of Citrus County since 1987. I worked for the city of Crystal River from 1987 to 2004, where I made a rank of lieutenant. Because of politics, I left the city of Crystal River and went to the sheriff's office and took a $22,000 pay cut because I'm not one to want to play the political game. In Crystal River, I was in charge of training, the high liability areas for my officers, the field training program. I was also the only candidate that's running that was on a drug task force in the Tri-County area, where we took part in arresting Mexican cartel, different people from Mexico, different people from down in Miami, from Cuba. And back in the days, it was the police officers that made the arrest, went undercover, so on and so forth. The problem we have today with narcotics is we're getting bad guys buying drugs from the bad guys, and usually when it goes to court, the cases are being dropped or plead down to where they're back on the streets tomorrow, selling their methamphetamines, burglarizing your cars for their habits, so on and so forth. 2004, when I came over to the sheriff's office, I worked patrol, then they promoted me or transferred me to community resource officer, which is the person that's kind of the political answer man for the sheriff. If there was a problem in the northwest quadrant of Crystal River, Citrus County, I would go there and deal with whatever the issue was. It was my job to fix it. 2007, I was mobilized with the Army Reserves. From 2007 to 2013, I trained over 15,000 troops being deployed for combat in Iraq and Afghanistan. So I got 31 and a half years military reserve and call out for active duty. And I've been in police work since 1978, since the age of 17. So that's kind of quick background. There's more on my website. I've got more classes I'd like to talk about. And I'm here to answer any questions you may have. I ran for sheriff in 2016 as a non-party candidate because I don't believe any elected constitutional officer should be of any political party, whether it's a Republican or Democratic side, because we're here for all the people. And running for office, I've seen that there is two separate entities. You've got the D's on one side, and you got the R's on the other side. And I think we should all be together for the common cause of the safety of our citizens of Citrus County. And with that said,
what I gather on your website, you're very much pro-Trump.
I'm pro-Trump. Yes, I am.
That eliminates me completely.
Okay, well, my political opinions on a national level has nothing to do with what I have here.
It's your philosophy, your general philosophy.
Well, my philosophy as a Republican shouldn't even come into play. My own philosophy is different than what I would have to do as sheriff, which is take care of all the people. Democrat, Republican, independent, or non-party. And that's where we run into a problem in this country.
And I assume that the things that I've read in the Chronicle and on your Facebook page are lies.
Ask me a direct question, I'll tell you what's a lie.
I can make that with the American
Yes, it's a lie. Fake news. And I don't use it as a Trump. I'm not using it as a Trump. I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, I knew that comment was gonna come up.
What is it?
I worked for the American Legion as a second vice, okay? I went into the American Legion and did more for anybody in the American Legion. So I'm gonna answer your question so you know what really happened. Not what the Chronicle, the rag wrote, okay? I'll call it a rag. I was in charge of the honor guard, which consisted of 23 men and women, okay? Back in September of last year, a group of people, don't know what political party it was, and really don't care, but I know they have support of two of my other opponents, okay? One is a supporter of Pat Cripp, and one is a big supporter of Mr. Prendergast. What they did is they went and filed charges, false charges, that I, me personally, took $17,000 of the American Legion's money. Okay? Me as the captain of the honor guard, my only responsibility was to facilitate and oversee the honor guard. 23 men and women, well, let me backtrack. We had 2 meetings after members of the American Legion came in and said that we got a 48, which is the honor society of veterans. You gotta be asked to be in the 48. I am currently the commander of the state of Florida for the 48, the honor society. We had a group of people that didn't like the 48 because they were getting all the accolades. They were the ones cooking on Friday nights. They were cooking on Sunday morning. They were cooking on Wednesday. Okay? We were the ones that were the shakers and the movers. The other groups didn't like that. So then we get a disgruntled group to come across, and what they did is they said back to the money that I personally took. Back in November 2018, we had a meeting, 18 honor guard members. At the time, we had 23, but 5 of them members were transients. They were dual residents, Michigan, New York, Florida. We took a vote by the members to leave the American Legion. The money, the equipment, and everything at that American Legion was given to the honor guard. We had our separate bank account, we had our separate equipment log. Everything was the American Legion Post 155 honor guard, not Post 155. So what they decided, this little disgruntled group of people, were to go ahead and say, I took $17,000. November, 18 out of 18 people voted to leave the American Legion. We're not there to appease the people that sit at the bar and drink. We're there to appease the veterans of this county and do military services for the deceased, which today we continue to do. Last year we did over 200 funerals, okay? So when they put us in the corner and said that we'll get rid of the 48, a past department commander, Larry White, who was a prominent person in American Legion at 155, told this disgruntled group of people, you don't want to mess with the 48 because they're the workers and the shakers. They're the ones that do everything at this American Legion for the most part. Well, this disgruntled group, in the middle of this meeting, they said, we'll take that chance. To me, and to the 18 members or 23 members of the honor guard, that was a threat. So 18 members voted in November to leave the American Legion. December of 2018, 23 people voted to leave the American Legion. Then 23 people voted to take their money that they earned doing 200 funerals last year. They decided to take the equipment that they paid for by the 200 funerals they did that year. That's who decided to leave, not my client. So hopefully you get a better picture of what happened. The charges that were brought up, we took money from American Legion Post 155. That's a lie. The members took money back from what they earned, American Legion Post 155 honor guard. Black and white, that's what happened. Secondly, we opened a new corporation. I took, and another member of honor guard, we went and got a $7,500 personal loan which nobody wants to print, okay? And we went and purchased a bus so that we could continue to do funerals at Bushnell, throughout Citrus County, Marion County, and then wherever we're asked to go support our fallen comrades. So that's the answer to your question. If you have any other questions on that, I'll be glad to answer, but that's it in a nutshell. We even incorporated, and they said we never had a corporation. Go on Sunbiz, which is easy to do, and you'll see we incorporated before we even left the Legion. So, go ahead.
I have a question about the privatization of jails. It was a trend back in the 80s and the 90s for Florida to go through and each of the counties to privatize. The sheriff over in Hernando County, when he was elected, he elected to deprivatize its jails. Simply stated, he actually went to court on this matter, and it was ruled in the court that he was allowed to deprivatize the jail because any entity that was able to assume somebody's habeas corpus should also be the entity that holds that right and not farmed out to privatization. What are your intentions as far as deprivatizing Citrus County?
My belief before, and still to this day, is that for the citizens of Citrus County for two reasons. Better service, less lawsuits, and it makes a monetary gain if we take back control of our jails. But people understand, yeah, there was a big push. CCA took over a bunch of jails throughout the state of Florida. If you go now and research it, very few counties have the jail because, number one, the money that our counties get in from federal government could be coming back to us, but it's not. What it's doing, it's going to CCA. The budget or the bonuses of some of these administrators are close to $500,000 a year. Of course, it's a private corporation. We should, as a county, be responsible for our jail, bringing money in, and we'll have better, and I'm nothing against the people that work there because that's the way they work. And when you get law enforcement and their deputy sheriffs and their law enforcement officers, according to the state of Florida, you get a better breed of workers. Right now, it's a job. You could go in there,
Well, you're
they send you to school, and and you got different rights. You got rest balance. And the lawsuits, we're paying people, we won't even know the lawsuits that the jail's paying out. I know of two that were over $1 million that you'll never read about in the newspaper because all they do is write a check and it's done. We need to be more transparent with what's happening in that jail and throughout this county. Our current sheriff's office is paying and has paid in the past millions of dollars out in lawsuits that have been sealed and squashed and nothing's been to get back out to the public. There's no transparency, and we need transparency. So hopefully that answers your question. Yes, ma'am.
In this room, you have Democrats, Republicans, and Independents. I saw on your Facebook that you believe in the theory of that our government has a deep state. Could you please simply define what you think is going on and moving on?
Research, and I think there's probably a deep state on all parts of the political spectrum. Being in law enforcement and seeing what's going on in this day and age, as far as what's being said, how things are being handled, as far as the investigations of our current president, okay? In my day and age, being law enforcement, it would never happen. It would never happen. You do reports, you don't go and get a group of people together and you say, let's go after anyone, whether it's President Obama, President Bush, President Trump, and you're seeing that things for years have been covered up. Again, all parties, okay, but it seems to be more, I think you can like President Trump, dislike President Trump, that's everybody's opinion, because that's why we're Americans. The thing is, things are starting to come out that people don't want to come out. If it's bad against the Republicans, you know, let it be. If it's bad against the Democrats, let it be. We need to come back to honesty and open government, where if you do wrong, whether it's President Trump, which I'm a firm believer in, they could get him with the goods, with an honest case, then they got him. But our due process in this county, this country, this state, is if you get arrested or charged with something, you got a right to face your accusers. You got a right to bring your own witnesses forward, okay? This play on words in the spin rooms of both parties where, well, we're asking him to come, but now he's not coming to testify, he's wrong. It was wrong in the beginning to hold back transcripts because that don't happen. In a court of law, it's open and transparent. And again, whether you like President Trump or you like President Obama, whatever comes out of this mess that we're in this country should open the eyes of both Republicans, Democrats, and Independents. And if we got away from walking down the middle of this aisle and say, well, I'm an R, I'm sticking with the R. I'm a D, I'm voting for D's, we'd be a better country. Let's do what's right for the people. And I don't think we get over that.
We are a nation of rules and laws.
Right.
And when he overtly breaks the laws, I mean, can I pick and choose my subpoenas? No. Is the President of the United States above the law?
Nobody's above the law. The thing is, they do have privileges, whether it's President Obama, President Trump, you got executive privilege. So, and I could just guess, and again, it's, everybody's right. If you're on the left side, everything that's being done is correct. If you're on the right side, everything you're doing is incorrect. If people would have just looked down the middle and had a little insight other than that R&D and the hatred for the president or dislike, I won't say hatred, that's not a fair thing to use, and look at the whole picture, this would be a better world, but it's not. Every day, it's getting worse and worse. I'll give you an example. We have Saudi nationalists, okay, training up in Pensacola, okay? It's been happening for years. It happened when the Bushes were in, the Clintons were in, Obama was in, Trump. You got people on Facebook, on whatever you want to call these different news reporting agencies. Trump is paying the Saudi government. So now, here comes a guy that's been, the country's been allowed in for all these years. He goes to Pensacola, unfortunately kills our people, okay? But it's the president's fault. Come on, people.
I never
We
saw
gotta be
that.
a
Is
little
that,
smarter.
on mainstream news?
I haven't seen
Yeah,
that
that's
either.
Or is that
on-
Fox News?
I've never-
No, that's on, if you read the different, things on
Nobody's
Facebook,
saying
MSNBC,
that.
so on and so on.
I have not seen that.
Fox killed just as
Read
many people
research.
2 days ago.
Hold on. I don't want the room to get out of control. I'm not here saying the left is bashing him, the right is bashing him, or bashing anybody. It's happening, man.
I've never seen
It's
that
happening.
story.
Go ahead.
I know everybody here has some really strong opinions about what's going on nationally. This forum, I'd like to try to keep it with our county. Yeah, okay? He's been kind enough to come here and to give us this forum to ask him questions. Can we keep it with the county?
Hey, I got a countywide question.
Let's take that, all the condition later.
Thank you. Those of us in the room that are not Republicans, we have to vote for a Republican sheriff, that's all. So, and a lot of that goes, we like to find out the way you think, and specifically about the way you think about us, liberals and so forth. So, I noticed that in your public speaking and when you're in groups like this, you have a tendency to use a lot of togetherness types of, you know, let's get together, let's work together. But I noticed in your personal posts and your personal conversations, you have a tendency to use terms like liberal socialist and other derogatory terms about us. So my question is not for you to defend your own personal beliefs, but how would I know, as a tax-paying citizen of the city of Inverness and of Citrus County, that you would be able to serve us, liberal socialists?
Okay, I'll try to answer that question the best that I can. Since 1987, I've worked in this county. You could go and look through my career. I've got commendations from people that or Republicans, there has never been one time that I responded to a shooting, a burglary, a man down, a lady down, a kid that just drowned, where I said, ma'am, what's your political party? That's not what we're here for.
You pass laws though, and that's, I'm not talking about your interaction with the public, I'm talking about the laws that you decided to do, the inactions that you decided to take as far as privatizing the jails, or deputizing people, just doing normal jobs. I don't really care what you did 6 and 7 years ago, because Trump's only been in office for 3. So that has changed the country, and it's changed the dynamics of the county, and it has made a lot of things different. So now, your feelings towards liberal socialists or social liberal, whatever you want to call them, will shape your policy. It will. There's no way it could possibly.
And I disagree with you. And what I'll do is I'll get into it. Working narcotics, okay, because I know some people are against it. For marijuana, I'll just use one because there's so many topics out there. For marijuana, against marijuana, okay? To this day, I work with people, nobody ever beat me over the head as a law enforcement officer because of marijuana. With that said, if somebody, I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, if you want to go in the confines of your house and recreational use marijuana, that's up to you, okay? If you come down the streets of Citrus County, Inverness, Fish River, whatever you want to, wherever you want to be, and you break the law, okay, you're not going to be arrested, given a misdemeanor citation based on your political belief. You're going to be given a citation or arrested based on what crime you did. It's simple. If you're here and there's a crime that's been violated, there's 3 options. The first option is you could just go ahead and warn and admonish, okay? Second is you could give misdemeanor citation on certain crimes, or you could take the people to jail. Okay, for petty crimes in this county, people don't need to be filling up that jail cells because of a stat. We are becoming in this county a nation of stat-driven police officers. Okay, which means to look good, you got to go ahead and arrest all these people. That's unnecessary. I'd rather the citizens of this county understand that all these burglaries that are happening in Citrus County, okay, are actually there. Do you think our current sheriff or anybody throughout this nation is properly reporting UCR crimes? Or do you think they're playing uniform crime reporting? If your car got broken into, we got to report it, okay? We got to report it to FDLE and FBI. It's not happening. Why? Our officers are currently going ahead and downplaying it so the sheriff looks good. I don't care if I look good, bad, or whatever. Whatever crime is being committed is going to be reported properly. And again, we don't know who the odds and Ds are, so it doesn't really matter.
Recently, our Board of County Commissioners passed a resolution making this county a Second Amendment sanctuary county. If you are elected sheriff, how will this change how you would police the county? What are the ramifications you see that this resolution would have on your sheriff's enterprise or any other sheriff's enterprise?
I'm an NRA.
I don't care about that.
No, I'm
asking
gonna
you
answer
as the sheriff of this
question.
county.
I don't have no ramifications, okay? Because either you carry a concealed weapon according to the law, or you don't. There's no ramification. What the sanctuary city does is they say they're gonna protect the people's Second Amendment rights. That's it.
Who's coming to take
That
the
is
guns
it.
away?
Yeah, why is that even?
Who knows?
Yeah, why is that necessary?
Man, it's happening throughout the country. It's a play on words.
Where's it?
And I don't
So
read.
it's a paranoia.
No,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's a paranoia. What I say it is being Lake County did it, Marion County did it, Hernando
But
County
so what?
did it. Everybody does it.
And excuse me, I would like to quote my mother. So if those fools animals jump off a bridge. You're gonna jump off a bridge too?
I didn't write the resolution. I
But what's the
defend it,
point
but I
of it?
didn't write it.
Why would you defend it?
What's the
Because
point?
people have Second Amendment rights.
You already
That's
have.
all-
We know that. Everyone has it.
That is all they're writing about.
But you already have.
But you already
All
have
they're
it.
doing is saying they're gonna protect the people's Second Amendment rights.
What you-
Like if they wrote, they protect the First Amendment right. It's already there, it's a play on words.
What do you mean?
They're awfully interested in the Second Amendment, but not so interested in the First Amendment.
Exactly, and you know why? I can tell you why. You know why? What's sitting on that board of county commissioners?
Say that again?
Who's sitting on the board of county commissioners?
For Republicans.
Exactly. Okay, that's the only reason it's being done. The same as the Second Amendment.
But
because
don't they govern all of us and
They
not just
should,
the Republicans?
But we're getting
Apparently
back
not.
to, it's not happening.
Right.
It is not happening. I'm gonna tell you, you can put that R in front of my name, okay? Again, when I ran as a non-party, only because the same stuff we're discussing here is the problem we have. You got an R side, a D side. It shouldn't be like that. My job as a sheriff, whether people would agree or disagree, number one priority is the safety of every citizen in this county. I don't give a damn if you're an independent, a Republican, or a Democrat. You know what? You're gonna be treated the same. You're gonna be treated fairly. You break the law, we got options how to go ahead and work with you within that law. And we also gotta tweak some of these petty crimes that are out there that some people believe shouldn't be there. I'm all for, back to this young lady's question about the marijuana, or when I brought up the marijuana, is basically, you know what, we're wasting time on too much petty stuff, and we're all fighting amongst each other. I didn't come here to get ridiculed. I came in to answer questions, but it seems like we're split here too. It's not about being split. Look at what's going on. I can tell you without a doubt, our current sheriff, I respect his 31 and a half years of military. I don't respect him as a sheriff, and I'll tell you why. He's a poster child for the county, okay? He's political, okay? He's not worried about anything but himself. Me, I have a job, or I got a retirement. I live pretty well off, okay? I earned it through protecting the people of this county since 1987. I also earned it by protecting the people of this country for 31 and a half years. This ain't a need or a want for my client. What it is a necessity for the people of Citrus County, so we don't have the Trump Club sitting on 41 with Scott Adams sign up there and Mike Prendergast, two Republicans. There's more than that in this race, okay? So let's push that aside. For all of you that read my Facebook page, both, you'll see I try to keep my personal opinion on one, but my professional and career is totally separate. I do not care if you're a Democrat. I do not care if you're a Republican, independent. What I care is making sure you're safe, okay? Making sure we're transparent with you guys as far as our budget, and do what's best for everybody sitting in this room. In the nutshell. Hold on, man.
It's gonna be an easy question. Keep getting crank calls about, we're gonna shut off your social security, you know, just garbage calls. And the statement has always been, call the police department and report these. I tried one day, all day long, at least 3 times, and nobody answered the phone. I don't remember whether it was just a busy signal or it just wasn't answered. But that's something that needs to be addressed.
Well, we got the Seniors Against Crime, okay?
Well, you got an emergency number and a non-emergency number.
Yeah.
Which one do you call?
Call the non-emergency.
That's the one they're not answering.
But with that said, you got Seniors Against Crime over in Beverly Hills. They got 2 storefronts, and we ain't gonna say who owns the storefronts and that we're paying. We'll leave that out of the equation. You call them, they mark it down. I've called them, got the same response as you. Mine is usually the IRS, Social Security.
Yeah, that's
would
your
come and
selling
arrest
point
you.
there. Something needs to be done about that.
Yeah.
The police department is useless if they can't get hold of them.
Yeah, you're right on that end. The other issue on the people calling, if you call them back, either 2 things are gonna happen. Some schmuckatelli on the other end is gonna pick up, And once you say, I'm calling the police, that phone gets hung up. Or you call back, you don't even get an answer. Because what them people do, they get in a storefront over in California, they do all this, they get their money, they rip off the seniors, or they rip off anybody. They get the money and off they go, and they pop another storefront somewhere else, or apartment building in New York City. And EOC, all them calls, it's on a rotation, so you shouldn't be waiting on, and if they should at least pick up, and they say, can you hold a second, because them lines rotating also, and I don't know why, it rotates the emergency call. So now you're on the same big phone line that's coming in non-emergency, well, they're still picking up 911.
How about
Make
another,
sense?
how about another phone line then?
Yeah.
What they
The
should-
phone has to be answered, end
What-
of story.
What they should do
I agree.
is like they have the crimes against seniors, or non-emergency administrative, what, just that in itself.
But what are
Because
you
there's a lot
gonna
of-
do if you're sheriff to change that?
Well,
You're not
basic-
telling us that.
Well, what you need to
That's what I wanna
do
hear.
is go ahead and hook up a new system, make it just for them kind of scam calls and people that are trying to scam the people. And then them things get reported over to, Mr. Alexander, he's in charge of taking care of all that. Can you imagine if he's got it, I'm getting them, how many calls are coming in? So we got it, we have to.
I want an answer from
We
you.
have, we set up a new system that your seniors, and hopefully your seniors, the citizens could call it, get somebody, a live speaker, not like the VA where if you're ready to commit suicide, push one. We need to get people answering, but we need to put our money from this taxpayers toward things like that. We don't. Our budget is
Wouldn't
overused,
it solve a
and we're
problem
not doing anything.
wouldn't it solve a problem just to have a desk sergeant answer the phone?
But yeah, the desk sergeant is different because he's fighting crime. He's out there watching over his patrol people. But if you set a separate section up, when phone calls just come into that section, and they come on it. Again, does anybody, and I'll get to you guys, does anybody have any idea when our detectives in Citrus County work?
All the time.
24/7, right? 7 days a week? No, we don't. Okay?
Not
We
on
work Monday to
rotation?
Friday, 8 to 4, weekends off. Okay? So here's another problem that's gotta be fixed. If your house gets burglarized, that detective gets the case, he's going home at 4 o'clock. When is he gonna talk to the witnesses? Most people work till 5 o'clock, or they're out of the house until the afternoon. We got a lot of issues that people in this room don't even have any idea about. The issue you brought up is big. Go ahead.
Because everybody thinks law enforcement is blue bloods.
Yeah, and it's not. Blue Bloods is a TV show.
But my actual question is bringing it back to the county, as Kerry said, all the people running for sheriff are Republicans, so we don't really have a choice that way. So what I wanna know is what are the specific 2 or 3 things that make you different from all the other Republicans that are?
I've lived and worked in this county for over 30 years. I've worked in all aspects of this county for 30 years. I've worked with the low economic people of this county for 30 years. I've worked with the senior citizens of this county for 30 years. And it's not about my client. I will not come out here and be on the posters. I will not get political coins with my name and picture on it. I won't be going to all these groups and organizations and handing out calendars with my picture on it. I won't hand out the umbrellas and cups that say Sheriff Mike Kylap. Anything I can do to minimize the publicity of myself, I'm gonna do it. As far as the public service announcements, they're free. They're free for the county. The sheriff, the commanders, they got a right to go on these radio stations and talk about what we're talking about, okay? They don't do it. You know who does it now? One person. His name is Mike Prendergast. We have a homicide. Mike Prendergast is all over the front page of the news. We are paying 15 command staff members close to $100,000 a year. What do you think the command staff people do? Nothing. They sit in their office. the captain of detectives, okay, CID. When we have a homicide, it's okay for Sheriff Prendergast to say, I'm Sheriff Prendergast, we had a homicide today, we cleared it up, well, let me turn this over to that captain making $100,000 to give the case study, or what took place with the case. We don't do it. The flood comes to Citrus County. Who's on the front page of the paper and all over TV? Sheriff Prendergast. We got a $100,000 command staff member, Dave DiCarlo, that's getting paid $100,000. That's his job. People, you know, go ahead, pack up, evacuate, so on and so forth. You know, the sheriff makes $142,000 a year, plus, depending on population. Okay? He's got more important things than being a poster child of Citrus County.
Okay, that's no different than Grady Judd never saw a camera he didn't like.
I
Yeah.
know.
Alright, come on.
I know, right?
But the sheriff, you're right, but the sheriff shouldn't be
Celebrity.
as political. He's gotta be somewhat political and with the public. And we use this, the people that I've talked to, we use this. Sheriff Dorsey did 30+ years as a cop. And then he somewhat became a politician. Okay? This person we currently got in has done 30 years of being a politician, and now he wants to be a cop. You gotta be out here with the people, know the people. Last night I went to a funeral, or not a funeral, a get-together for a matriarch of Crystal River that I've known for 30+ years, okay? In the black community. I go out to the senior citizens, I give them food, I help them, I give certificate of veteran. You don't see me all over the paper. You know what? I don't need to be there. Okay? My whole thing would be to make sure you guys are safe. And back to your point, what I'm gonna do for the liberals, the Republicans, I'm not gonna do anything for any of them based on a political party. Whatever's gonna take place, my job is safety, making sure you're safe, making sure you got a good quality of life. We need to take the drug dealers, be a little more strict on them. There's a whole bunch of you. If you all read my website, you got my priorities, okay? They're on there, black and white. But let's not look at me being up here as a Republican. Remember, I ran as a non-party, and I got 30% of the vote. That's unheard of, no matter where you go. Why? I'm down to earth. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna answer your question like this gentleman asked me a question. The thing is totally false. So you can't believe everything you read, and I'm not gonna get into fake news nonsense. You just can't believe it. The newspapers sell papers on making people read whatever they print. Hold on a second.
What are the, and I'm glad you mentioned crime, but what are the 2 or 3 biggest threats here in Citrus County that you as a law enforcement officer need to be taking care of, and how are you going to deal with them?
Not necessarily in the order. We got drugs. Everybody knows drugs are a big problem out there.
And what will you do about that?
Well, we're gonna get back to going and get a jurisdictional drug task force. We're gonna go ahead and become more, go toward more of the higher level dealers, and we have them in this county. Okay? What we're doing now is you pick up again the paper and read, we took 1,684 grams of marijuana off the street. Okay, we did a search warrant. How much do you think that is? A little over a pound at that. You know, but when people see 1,684, they think, oh God, we're taking drugs off the street. One of our biggest drug busts was in Beverly Hills. All over the newspaper, $100,000, $1 million worth of drugs. That arrest took place not because we did outstanding police work. That arrest took place because we have other systems in place, probation and parole, that happened to go check on a parolee, and when we went in there, the stupid guy had the drugs all over the place. You didn't see much about the parolee or the probation and parole in the paper. You seen what? The poster child. You know, and he's doing what he thinks he has to do to stay in. Drugs, traffic. Traffic is bad. Over the last 3 years, our fatality rate has gone up. Okay? 19, Homosassa, Crystal Road, Homosassa is a nightmare. Okay? On any given,
I'm going real quick. Sorry.
on any given day, we're having people killed on US 19. We have to get a self-directed traffic unit, which we don't have anymore. Also, that self-directed traffic unit is going to be used for drug interdiction on US 19, 41, 486. Drugs are still coming through this county, not necessarily stopping here, but you know what? They're passing through here. When we worked narcotics, we had FHP come up and work as a team. They would bring their dogs and they call it a canine team and an officer. We're going to get back to flooding our highways, using the assets of the other counties and other agencies to fight the crime in Citrus County. We are down 20 to 25 deputies. No excuse. The money's there. Okay? We can't keep qualified deputies. They're not paying them. Okay? We're using it for, we'll get back to the coins, the umbrellas, the coffee cups. We need to use our money where we're getting the best bang for our buck with our deputies. We need more manpower. We need to start paying our deputies a decent wage because they're making crap. Okay, and once you get good deputies, stay here. You get to know your deputies. Deputies get to know you. I talked to a businessman the other day. He owns multiple plazas in Citrus County. He don't even know who the deputy is that works his area. Okay? And how many times have you been waved through, or waved to, through the tinted black glass in the police car? Back in the old days, community policing worked. Get out there, shake the trees, meet your people. You get informants, they'll tell you who's burglarizing the houses. It works. We got to get back to community policing. We got the drugs. That's a priority. Because these people doing the meth, you could go next door to AutoZone and you could buy anything you want there to make methamphetamine. They're cracking back on it because we buy a certain item, they want ID, they want, it's not stopping. It's not stopping it. So we got to go hot and heavy, even on the doctors. Some of these opioids, we are top 10 in this state of opioid deaths. Top 10. Most of this county is senior citizens. We have kids anywhere from the age of 16 to 18 dying almost on a daily basis because we need to fight the opioid addiction. So you got the drugs, you got the traffic, and we got to make it a better quality of life for the citizens.
And how do you do this?
How do you do it? You do it by educating our officers. You do it by focusing. We got the best technology in probably close to the state. Jeff Dorsey did a hell of a job with technology. We know where the burglaries are happening. All we got to do is go ahead and program in our computers. They'll give us where our burglaries are occurring, so we could go ahead in that area and storm it and find the burglars. We're too busy wasting time on stopping the guy for a tail light and finding a marijuana seed or a marijuana roach and then taking him to jail and wasting 3 hours in the jail. So there's a lot to it. And it's not going to be fixed overnight.
You need to raise your hand.
Okay, we have time for 2 more questions.
She hasn't been called on yet.
And then we only have the room for another hour, so let's
Go ahead.
do 2 more.
I've got multiple questions, we're just gonna do one at a time.
I'll try to keep it short.
Yeah, and I'm starting with an issue, I'm gonna take it from the national level down to the state and then to the county level and ask you how you feel about it. Shortly after his inauguration, Trump substantially broadened the scope of which undocumented immigrants could be targeted in raids to include people with minor offenses or no convictions at all. You have cases like Amr Adi, who lived in the U.S. for almost 40 years, whose wife and 4 daughters are U.S. citizens, and under Trump's policy, Amr Adi was deported to Jordan in 2018, and his neighbors in Youngstown, Ohio were shell-shocked because he had been a successful business owner and a pillar of the community. And you have cases like that all over this country, including veterans who fought on behalf of our country, who are now being deported to countries they don't even know. Now, the new immigration mandates also affect low-skilled trades, including those that are widespread here in Florida. According to the Home Builders Association, immigrants accounted for 1 in 4 construction workers in 2016, According to the Brookings Institution, they make up almost a third of workers in the hotel and lodging industry and over a fifth of workers in the food service industry. And according to THI, which advocates for direct care workers, about 1/4 of all home health and personal care aides, more than 1 million people, are immigrant workers. In the agriculture industry, 7 in 10 workers were born in Mexico. Last year, the U.S. issued nearly 200,000 H-2A visas for agricultural workers, 3 times as many as in 2012, as farmers tried to make up for the decline in undocumented workforce. Growers complain about the bureaucracy and costs associated with the visa program, and they worry that a government hostile toward immigrant work might decide to curtail it. Now, earlier this year, the Florida legislature passed SB 168, which forces law enforcement to collaborate with Immigration and Customs Enforcement as it pertains to people in custody. SB 168 places a new mandate on local law enforcement to comply with them, despite constitutional concerns like the fact that local officials are not empowered to enforce immigration law. Furthermore, most immigration violations are civil charges, not criminal charges. And as of this past August, 46 Florida counties have signed basic ordering agreements with ICE as a way to try to circumvent the illegality of detainers. Under a BOA, ICE pays sheriffs $50 for every immigrant they hold and turn over to ICE for up to 48 hours of detention, in which case that would be $25 a day. Now you contrast this with the cost to taxpayers. In 2014, 1 day in jail cost taxpayers in Florida an average of $64.38, which has likely gone up over the past 5 years. More importantly, any county that agrees to hold someone pursuant to an immigration detainer is choosing to violate the Constitution. When counties rearrest someone for ICE, they are keeping people in jail without probable cause of crime in violation of the 4th Amendment, and several courts have found that carrying out these detainers and holding individuals in this way is illegal and violates the 4th Amendment. Now, I'm very thankful that Citrus is currently not one of those 46 counties, and I hope we do not become one of those counties. The United States, including Florida, relies heavily on immigrants, including undocumented immigrants, who have not committed any criminal violations, but who are now being targeted for detention and deportation. So I wanted to know your feelings on this issue, which has a direct bearing on our neighbors here in Citrus.
It's been going on before our current president. We'll go back to the main question. If they're here legally, okay, they wouldn't have to go through a lot of that. With that said, the caveat that my job is not to go ahead and worry about them federal laws. Okay? What happens with the federal authorities in Washington and who they're paying locally, okay, it's not my job. My job is if them illegal immigrants, or whatever you want to call them, commit a crime is my focus.
SB 168 is not federal, it's a state law that forces law enforcement to collaborate with ICE.
And states have their own laws. So we're fighting a federal law. We'll use the same thing as marijuana. It's
My
against
question
the
is,
federal law to have
marijuana.
if you are approached to enter into a BOA, would you do it for Citrus, yes or no?
That would come in under the county commission. Would I support if somebody's here and committed a crime that they get extradited? Yes, I would.
Even if it's for a civil and not a criminal?
Well, if you look in the Constitution, you
Because
shouldn't
that's
be.
been broadened,
you
that's been
shouldn't-
broadened by Trump.
You shouldn't be penalizing people for civil actions. Okay, civil actions don't usually put you in jail. Criminal actions, we're gonna keep them in jail, and if they have to be taken out, they will. Criminal actions.
Would you, because there are raids all over the country, picking people up for civil, not criminal actions, would you participate in that in Citrus
I
County?
don't see, we're doing a what if, we'll answer the what if. Hypothetical.
It's not hypothetical, it's happening.
But it's not happening in Citrus County.
Right,
It
as
happens-
your sheriff, would you do that?
as
If it
sheriff.
happens in Citrus County, okay, and the federal people come in and they're here to take the people from Citrus County jail and do what they must at the federal level, I support it. If it's unconstitutional, I don't support it. If it's unconstitutional, anything unconstitutional, I'm not for.
Okay.
I'm not for.
Because counties are being sued because they are violating the Constitution.
And you know
Are you
what?
willing to put Citrus County at risk of being sued
No,
under
I
those
don't want to.
conditions?
We got enough lawsuits.
Okay.
We got too many lawsuits as it is. We'll get another unconstitutional thing real quick.
Okay, who hasn't asked a
I forgot
question?
what
This
Go ahead.
Yes, thank you. I'd like to go back to the discussion about the OCC's vote to establish a resolution to open carry at the council.
It's not open carry.
It's not open
Truth,
carry.
it's not open carry. It's just to protect the people. I'm against the open carry because we got people that work next to our sheriff currently that walk these streets with a gun on their side,
What is the
and it's
difference?
illegal.
I actually have read the resolution there and the state law.
The state law, you have to have a permit to carry concealed. Okay, you gotta go to classes, you gotta get a permit. As far as they're saying there, and I didn't read the whole thing because I don't read the Chronicle, but from listening to different
You might
people,
want to.
what I basically get from that
It is your local
is
paper.
that all they're doing is protecting the people that got a right to carry a gun. That's all it is.
So what is your job if there's a complaint about a person carrying a gun? Do you go by the state law or do you go by the resolution?
I go by the state law. My job is to enforce the state law.
So the resolution has no teeth.
It even said it, it's a piece of paper. All it is for 5 people to say we sign this resolution to protect people's Second Amendment, that's it. If you're carrying a gun illegally in Citrus County, should I be your sheriff in 2020? You're going to jail. No ifs, ands, or buts. Illegally. Remember, illegally.
I hear you.
If you're legally carrying it, you got a right to carry it, I got no business messing with you anyway.
So the state law, pardon my expression, would trump the resolution.
Yes. Yeah, it's not that, they didn't say that everybody could just put a gun on their side or whatever.
It was useless.
Go ahead.
Very simple question. Over on 44, Boston Bell's McDonald's, there's a stop for the 3%, which is a white supremacy. How and why is it there, and can you have it?
Well, I don't know if it's a white supremacist. I'll go by
Yes,
your
it is.
question. I'll go by your question. The thing is, if they become a nuisance, we got nuisance laws in the state of Florida and Citrus County. If a certain place becomes a nuisance, you could go in and close it down, okay? But for me, not only Mickey, you're talking about Mickey's, correct?
Pardon me?
Are you talking about Mickey's?
No, it's an adopt a highway sign that says 3% Republican
Yeah.
underneath it.
It is a state sign
Is
or
it?
county sign.
It's in a right of way.
Yeah, and I haven't seen the sign, I don't
Me
doubt you.
neither.
If they're breaking the laws, they're gonna go to jail. I've worked with,
It's not breaking the law, it's what it says about our county. Our county is not a county. of
you know, it's not my
3%.
job to worry about somebody's stupid sign. It's the county's job to worry about illegal signs. I mean, that's a freedom of speech issue when you think about it.
Yeah.
That's a First Amendment right, like we could put a Trump sign, we could put Obama's, it's people's First Amendment rights, and being used all constitutionalists. We can't pick and choose. The Constitution says you got right to freedom of speech, Second Amendment rights, against illegal search and seizure, can't be outrageous excessive bonds, you got a right to attorney. There's certain inalienable rights by the Constitution we all have. We might, if we don't agree with some of them, yeah, like L5, or I thought for sure I would get a question, as far as taxes, because when I look at what Constitution, they got different beliefs. You don't have to pay taxes, marijuana grows from the ground. That's not my concern. My concern is enforcing the laws, making sure we're still safe, and that's gonna be my guarantee. I don't care what political party you are, you're all gonna be treated the same. You're gonna have the open door to come see me, and if any of my deputies or officers treat you like crap, I expect to hear it, because I'm not gonna deal with the politics of, because this one gave to a campaign. If you look, you research this and that, research my campaign law. I don't have big money people. Not that I couldn't get them, I choose not to have them. You know what? Because I'm not gonna be poor. Again, I don't need this job. It's not a want that I'm gonna come out and beg people to say vote for Mike Kylap, it's a necessity for the people, okay? And I'm open to anybody, regardless of race, religion, sex, and political party. To me, none of that matters. What matters to me is the laws of the state of Florida and the ordinances of Citrus County.
You had mentioned that the detectives in this county only work 5 days a week for each. If you're elected sheriff, one, would you have the authority to change that?
Oh, they work for me.
And two, how do you think that would be?
Well,
Not
that's
gonna
a
go
good
over well.
question. You know what?
Received by the people in those positions?
We've had, it's been like this for so many years, and why change it? Okay? It's not about if I ruffle somebody's feathers. Okay, it's about being out here doing the right thing by the people. We have complainants that have contacted, I meet hundreds of people, thousands of people on a monthly basis. Their concerns are the same as what everyone in this room has. I've had people, senior citizens, beat up that don't have a police report, okay? I have people that are getting called because their house got burglarized and a gun was stolen, and the detectives are calling back and saying, did you get me a suspect yet? Come on, are you shit? Are you kidding me? Okay? I had a gun pointed at me and my wife and my child coming back from a veteran function in Michigan on 44. On the back of my car, not this one, it says Kylap for sheriff. The deputy said, do you work for the supervisor election? And I'm saying, is he really that dumb? And I said, no, I'm running for sheriff. Oh, okay. A guy walks out of a store with a 4-pack of beer. His right to carry a 4-pack of beer. The deputy leaves me standing in the middle of a parking lot. He goes and says, give me some ID. That's against that man's constitutional rights. Okay? We don't just go up to anybody and say, give me an ID. If you're not a suspect of a crime, okay, and we got probable cause to find out who you are, you just can't go stop people, whether they're walking, stop people for no traffic, because it happens. We have to hold our own accountable. Does that answer your question? Okay, because it's happening.
Well, I mean, you need to do shift rotation and get.
Well, I already got a PBA contract written for the deputies of this county. I was a PBA rep in Crystal River. We were one of the best paid agencies in the Tri-County area, had the best equipment, a little rinky thing 24-man department. These guys will have a contract, they'll be protected according to the laws of Florida, and it won't be a good old, people say good old boy system.
Because
It's gone.
I will relate to you a very specific instance. When my husband and I moved here permanently, we were in our car. It was about, what, 4:45 in the morning? 4:45 in the morning. We made the right turn off of normal, off of the Camden Highway on Normal Drive.
There you go. Thank you.
We were the last car in a pod of 5 cars, all going exactly the same speed, and we got stopped. Cop comes up behind the pod, and I will swear until my dying day it was because our car at that time had out-of-state plates. So all the other cars going exactly the same speed as us, they all went on their merry way. We got stopped. So you're telling me really that there's nothing else that deputy could have been doing at 4:45 in the morning?
Well, you probably woke them up. Somebody woke them up on the radio.
Okay.
No, I'm being honest. At 5 o'clock in the morning, they're probably sitting in a median. Somebody was speeding, and unfortunately, when they woke up, well, maybe they looked up, or you just looked up. And they seen your car, you were the last one, that's probably why you got stopped. Don't make it right, it's happening. And before I go, I got one, I'll give you a set, based on what you said. Okay? I was the lead instructor for teaching narcotics for the Tri-County area. I'm pretty good at what I do. I'm not conceited, I'm convinced on something. It's all police officers, okay? So just basically what you said about being stopped or tail lights or whatever, I give this scenario to a room of cops, mind you, that you're going through the bottoms. I don't know if anybody knows where the bottoms is. that's right down the road from the sheriff's office. That used to be a drug den, right down the street from the sheriff's office. You got Chatmire in Marion County, you got Copeland Park, which we all know, and Crystal River, Hernando, the Alexander family group. They're still big drug havens. Okay? So I give the class a scenario. I said, you know, you're going through Copeland Park, Chatmire, Bugsby, whatever, and you see a black man, a Puerto Rican man, a white man, female, whoever, any color, any creed, and you want to get in that car because we're using that P word. You know what the P word is, right?
Profile.
Profile. Okay? You think because they're in a black neighborhood at such and such a time, they're there for drugs. So the car pulls up to a stop sign. Okay? Stops. You look and say, oh, that car just ran the stop sign. Okay? Didn't run it, but you think it did. So you go and you stop this car. And you go, you get the dog, you walk around it, all of a sudden, the deputy, cop, state trooper pulls a baggie of crack cocaine from under the seat of that car. And they're high-fiving on a high-tech video, and hey, we got the son of a bitch, he's a drug dealer, da-da-da-da-da. You put the drugs in the car and you arrest that guy in the front seat of that car. Okay? You put handcuffs on and pat him down, and you go to our Citrus County jail. You fill out your paperwork. In our jail, we got a booking section. You got to go through the carport to the area where they put them in the jail cells. And as you're walking, you got this big smile on your face because you got the guy with the drugs. Here comes two guys in a shirt and tie, okay, badges on their belt, and the guy you just arrested, there he is in the middle, and guess what he's hanging from his neck? A badge. A badge. And guess who's going to jail? That deputy who just did something he should have done. And they said, does it happen? It's happening. I know it's happening because I get calls on a weekly basis. Majority of our police are good. There's a small percentage, no matter what career you're in, that's bad. They do something for whatever reason. So now you're going to jail. So now I got all these cops, police chiefs, captains, staff command of agencies. Again, a chief raises his hand. He says, well, let me ask you a question. Are they going to put me in police jail? Police jail? No, you're going to the same jail as Alaska. So that's how we operate.
Hi.
Thank you all.
Thank you
Several
very
of
much.
Meeting up.
No, you're good. You're good. I just want to get you off the hot seat. I want to everybody
Some of my cause, as I know, some people just like to look me up anyway, which I'm good with. If you have any questions, concerns, I still got some clout. If you have problems that aren't being handled, give me a call. Okay? I'll hand them out personally, but I'll just leave them, pick them up. If not, if you could collect them,
Absolutely.
I'll get them from you. And thank you and have a happy holiday.
Thank you.
Okay.
You guys, great.